Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the weekly MMA Cycles Market Update. Today is Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. I'm Gianni DiPoce, your host. We are starting the fourth quarter today, and it's a rather quiet time right now from a geocosmic standpoint, but there's a few things we have our eyes on. We'll talk about that today. Start off by looking at the charts here. The Dow Jones is up right now, ever so slightly. We do have a government shutdown here in the States. The last time we had a government shutdown was in 2018. And if you remember, it actually coincided with a pretty sharp period of volatility, but we ended up forming an important market low, and then went rallied on to new highs. But right now, stocks are digesting the shutdown news in stride. We're really quiet on the geocosmic front until we come into the opposition between Venus and Saturn next Saturday. And so, one of the things we like to look at is to buy any market falling into a hard aspect between Venus and Saturn. But right now we are rallying. So we'll see if we top out before then and start a decline. But you take a look at the NASDAQ here, NASDAQ 100. The cash index just hit a new all-time high, reinforcing the uptrend. There's a lot of moving parts going on right now. You do have Tesla coming out with their vehicle deliveries tomorrow. Tesla is up very nicely today, just under 3.5%. And I think this whole idea of electrical vehicles doing well under the period of Uranus in Gemini is going to continue. Keep in mind that, Uranus is going to retrograde back into Taurus in the coming weeks before definitively moving into the sign of Gemini early next year. So, I'd look for that to continue into the foreseeable future, as well as Nvidia just hit a new all-time high. This is bullish for the overall market. It's the biggest stock in the world, bigger than some countries in terms of, how much it's valued, bigger than some countries' GDP. But Nvidia hitting new all-time highs here. This is a good sign for the overall market. We're also seeing Apple come within a spitting distance of its all-time high as well. So good things happening in the technology sector at the moment. We also are keeping a close watch on the biotech sector. I would definitely keep a close eye on this, as we have this loose conjunction right now between Saturn and Neptune. Saturn just retrograde back into the sign of Pisces, which rules healthcare, Neptune being the planet that rules healthcare. And so, this is a sector, if you zoom out here and take a look at the long-term chart, that has not made a new all-time high in about 4 years. So this is a sector that is tremendously undervalued at the moment. When you consider the healthcare sector overall, XLV, healthcare is the second largest sector in the S&P 500. To definitely keep an eye on, as you're seeing a massive rotation into this space. I would look for this to be, the center of, some rotations in the market in the near term. Take a look at the bond market. We are up on the day off the highs of the day, but we did have that set up for a reversal coming into this week, and we have seen that stick so far. We still like the idea of rates coming down. You do have Jupiter that's going to retrograde and stay pretty much on the ascendant of the Federal Reserve's natal chart in the sign of Cancer. And so I think that speaks to accommodation. You did have some jobs numbers that came in today that were not that strong, showing some weakness in the labor market. This gives the Fed the data they need to continue cutting rates. Meanwhile, in the energy market, we continue to see weakness on that front. Still looking for that big low of importance sometime with Saturn in the sign of Pisces, but with the conjunction between Saturn and Neptune, it may take until we start separating between those two planets in order for crude oil to bottom. Obviously, Neptune being the co-ruler of crude oil together with Jupiter, looking for a bottom in the next few months in that department. Gold and silver continue to steal the headlines. We are in this Mars and Scorpio period, which is a study that Ray did many years ago on this being a very bullish signature. And the rally had started before Mars was in Scorpio, but we are looking for a short-term sharp pullback here in gold and silver. It's been parabolic. We are starting to see some signs of exhaustion. So not really levels that it would be wise to be chasing this move at. We are looking for a pullback, but a dip to buy. And, keep in mind, Jupiter is in Cancer right now, which rules silver through the moon. Next year, we have Jupiter going into Leo, and through the sun rules gold. So I think this trend in precious metals isn't going away anytime soon. We would be looking to buy any dips on declines. Let's take a look at cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin and Ethereum have solid up days today. Bitcoin did just come off of a higher low, and it did take out that high from mid-September. So this is a very good sign. Lends credence to the idea that a new uptrend is starting now. We aren't far from Venus going into the sign of Libra, which has been a very bullish signature for Ethereum, looking for a 20% or greater move. It could be starting now already, but Ethereum looking bullish, up more than Bitcoin. Also have my eyes on Solana here. That's up around 4.6% on the day. Another big DeFi coin that looks to be on the verge of a big move higher. I do want to draw your attention to some currencies. It's a bit of a mixed day in the dollar. You're seeing the euro down against the dollar today, but the Japanese yen has been very strong over the last couple of sessions. I think it's indicative of money moving into the continent of Asia. Obviously, we can't track that exactly when it comes to China, but we have been very bullish on China here at MMA. You have FXI, the large cap ETF, which is hanging out near multi-year highs, but I've been really watching CQQQ, which is a Chinese technology ETF, which has been very strong, continues to climb higher, being driven higher by names like Baidu and Alibaba in the country of China. So that's what we have for now, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We did just send out the monthly Addendum Plus report here at MMA, published by MMA analyst Puyan Zolfargarnia. The Merriman Market Academy did kick off last week. It was an amazing class filled with alumni, mentors, teachers, Ray himself, Vibka, the director. There still are a couple spots available if you wish to join us. All the classes are recorded. So if you missed one class, it's not that big of a deal. You can catch up easily. It's a great time to learn how markets move, how they reverse, and the methodology surrounding timing that we use here at MMA. So that's all for now, everyone. We'll be keeping an eye on that opposition between Venus and Saturn in the next couple of weeks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. We're going to be getting some guests on again here soon, shortly. Talk to you soon now. Take care.